Hello, my name is Rachel, and this is my God story. I grew up knowing about God, but for a long time I felt like I didn't measure up and struggled to stay close to Him. Through seasons of walking away, heartbreak, and even divorce, God never stopped pursuing me. He met me in my lowest moments and carried me through. Now, after finding joy again and building a life rooted in faith, my relationship with Him feels so real and full of grace because of what Jesus did for me. I have surrendered my whole life to Jesus, and I'm excited to take this next step, and that's why I'm getting baptized today.
Hello, my name is Bowen. I've known about Jesus most of my life growing up in a family where he was always part of the conversation. But it wasn't until weekend 26, hearing Frank Flo's testimony, that it became so real to me. In that moment, I saw how important it is to truly surrender my whole life to Jesus. Now my eyes are open. I know that no matter what I face or who I am, he's always with me, fighting for me, and walking beside me every day. And I want to carry him with me in everything I do, and that's why I'm getting baptized today.
Hello, my name is Gracie, and this is my God story. Before I met Jesus, I really didn't understand him and eventually walked away from any faith completely. I didn't care about God and felt stuck in a dark place. But everything began to change when my friend Jordan invited me to go on a mission trip I didn't even want to go on. In a simple moment of praying for someone in a Walmart, I saw God move in a real way and it changed me. I began to learn more about what God was able to do and that he loved me enough to send his son to die for me. I gave my life to Jesus. I felt truly loved and found freedom from the darkness I had been living in, and that's why I'm getting baptized today.
Hi, my name is Judah, and this is my God story. Before I met Jesus, I didn't always tell the truth, but after I met Jesus, He has helped me tell the truth and have joy. That's why I am getting baptized today.
Hello, my name is Brittany, and this is my God story. I didn't grow up knowing God and spent much of my life surrounded by abuse, addiction, and broken relationships. After losing my children and hitting a place of complete desperation, I cried out to God, and it's obvious now that He met me right in my struggle. He began opening my eyes, restoring my life, and eventually brought people into my world who showed me His love in a real way. I met Holly and Trey through their ministries called Illuminate, and I understand now that God loved me so much that He gave His Son for me. Even when I struggled again, He never left me. I surrendered my life fully to Jesus. Now I'm walking with Him, raising my kids in His truth, and living with hope instead of fear. And that's why I'm getting baptized today.
Howdy, my name is Daniel. This is my God story. I grew up around church quite often. Friends took me to church. Grandmother took me to church. Then I kind of fell out a little bit. I kind of fell into some temptation. Got married, got divorced. Faith was very inconsistent. I kind of reclused myself from the world for a very long time. For many years, actually, I had decided I didn't want anything to do with God. God didn't want anything to do with me. And finally, some very good friends of mine told me to come back in church and you get into church. I said, I don't want to do it. I just don't want to get back into church anymore. God don't want anything to do with me. Turns out they were right. God wanted everything to do with me. And whenever I started going back into church and I started seeing God's love again, that's whenever things started really changing for me. And it's time for me to make this next step in this new moment for me and go from there.